Preliminary statement or anything, just with questions?
Of course, yeah. First of all, it's a sad day in Forsyth County. As you can tell by what's happening, we had an incident at Mount Tabor High School involving a student who was rushed to the hospital from a gunshot wound. Currently, we have an active investigation. We're actively looking for the shooter. We have locked the school down. We have a plethora of resources here in this area and surrounding areas.
Sheriff, what time did the incident happen?
Approximately 12:05. Approximately 12:05.
Sheriff, the shooter is not in custody?
No, ma'am. The shooter is not in custody. The shooter is not in custody. We're actively looking for the shooter right now. We're getting calls of the shooter's location, and we're constantly dispatching resources to the calls. So again, the shooter is not in custody.
Was the shooter a student at Tabor? Do you know what led up to the...
At this point of the investigation, I have no idea if the shooter was a student or what. What we do know is that the victim was a student. That we do know.
And can you tell us where it happened?
In terms of...
The location inside the school? Or?
Inside the school.
And just
Was
one
there
victim?
only one shooter?
Excuse me?
Only one shooter?
As far as we know, one shooter. As I said, the investigation is still ongoing. It's still very fresh. As you can tell, as I said, we got the call to get here. We started dispatching resources. All of us got here as quick as we could. We had deputies inside the building as well when the shooting took place. We had two inside of the building when the shooting took place. SROs. So, as I said earlier, we're currently actively looking for the shooter.
And just to add, we've placed many of our schools on lockdown because of the search. So just so the public is aware of that. Many of our schools are on lockdown that are in the surrounding areas.
Superintendent can give us those schools' names?
Honestly, they're all that are in the area. I'm not even sure off the top of my head, but many of our high schools, we can get that list out. And we've been notifying parents as well.
There were rumors that Jefferson Middle was also involved. Was Jefferson Middle involved in the school as well?
Not that I know of, no.
Can you tell us, forgive me if I missed it, can you tell us if y'all found a weapon on school property, or if that's they're still searching for as well?
What I will tell you is that the investigation is still active. As soon as I know more, I would gladly report it to you. I was actually up there as we tried to get the kids out. We still have a school full of students. We have parents here that are waiting on their loved ones, and I felt compelled to come down here and give the public and give the citizens to let them know that we're currently investigating this. We're doing everything that we can to bring some conclusions, some closure, get some answers to this, because we know that the parents want to know something, where their kids are, what's going on. So we're putting a plan together now as we're sweeping the building. The kids are safe. We have them in a secure location. The building, the kids are safe, and what we're doing now is setting up a plan to load the kids up and deliver them to their loved ones, their parents, their guardians.
And do you know if this happened in a classroom, a hallway?
As I said, the investigation is active, the cause is active. I can't start giving out details in particular. I would be out of place to do that.
We've heard 1, 2, and 3 as numbers for victims. Do you have a clear number about how many students were shot?
I think what you're hearing is the terms of victims. There was only confirmed one person shot. When you say victims, of course, EMS have had to tend to some students who were quite naturally were panicked by this. So that may be what you're hearing. But in terms of gunshot victim, there's only one.
From the school system's perspective, do you know how quickly things went into lockdown and when you were able to get a message out to parents?
Yeah, very quickly. We were able to watch in our command center, and law enforcement was all over the building very, very quickly, within minutes. Our message to parents, I think, went out about 30 to 40 minutes, so we could give them some information. And so we were working alongside with the communications teams with law enforcement to make sure we got as much information as quickly. We've sent about 3 out to Mount Tabor families and one district-wide.
And just to confirm, parents, we've heard some conflicting reports about the Y, and here at the Harris Teeter, where should parents go if they're still looking?
So currently, right now, what we're trying to do is, because it is a tedious process, we've got to take account for every kid in that building, okay? And so what we're doing is, what you first heard was a location. We found out this is relatively tight to bring buses and that number of students in here. So right now, we're working out the plan where the kids are going to be taken to. This was originally the staging place, and then they learned that it's too tight, too many people, buses in and out. And so basically, but my people on the ground, Winston people on the ground, Highway Patrol, we have all the resources that you could drum up in this area that are currently on that crime scene, working, putting things in place.
Do you have a condition for the victim?
I have no idea what I can tell you is that the victim was transported to the hospital. And we currently went into securing the building, trying to locate the shooter. And so I have not received an update as of yet, but as soon as I receive one, I'll gladly give it to you. But I have not received an update as of yet.
Do you think the shooter's still in the building? Is there reason that
No,
the shooter left the building?
No, we know the shooter has left the building.
The building is secured.
Should people in the community be worried about the shooter being out there? Is there some description they need to be on the lookout for?
Well, of course, you know, if the citizens of this county see something that's unusual, we want you to call us. We want you to call the police department, call the sheriff's department. But I promise you, as soon as I know something, as you heard, my phone is blowing up, I promise you I will give you an update because I want you to know what's happening.
How many
Tabor, you
students
open
attend
tomorrow?
Mount Tabor
I
High
have
School?
no idea how many attend.
Tabor, be
Any
open
timeline?
tomorrow?
We'll get some more
Do you expect
information.
schools to be open tomorrow?
We'll get more information out.
Okay.
We'll
by
get
this
more
afternoon.
information a little bit.
Yeah, within the hour. We should start moving within the hour.
Thank you.